Week 26, Day 1. Lethargic. Lazy, indifferent.
We are all susceptible to a lethargic feeling after a heavy meal.
Prevalent. Prevailing, common, general.
Long hair among boys is so prevalent today, there is no longer a prohibition against it in most schools.
Paramount. Supreme, foremost.
A good politician seeks the paramount issue in his community.
Remiss. Careless, negligent.
We would be remiss if we overlooked the importance of the Internet to the interchange of ideas and information.
Hostile. Antagonistic, angry.
The audience became extremely hostile when the bigot began to attack minority groups.
To split hairs. To make fine distinctions.
The mother and child spent a great deal of time arguing about the hair-splitting question of whether going to bed meant lights out or not.
Informing the public. Public opinion has an important place in a democracy. The public, often lethargic, is susceptible to a wide variety of influences. The most prevalent of these is the mass media. These communications media, the press, radio, and television, have a paramount position in initiating, influencing, and shaping public opinion. Bearing this responsibility, the mass media are often accused of being remiss in their duty to inform the public. There has been a great deal of hostile comment leveled against these opinion molders.
Week 26, Day 2. Rebuke. Criticize, reproach, reprimand.
Many a husband has been given a rebuke for having imbibed too fully at an office party.
Aversion. Strong dislike, opposition.
The female aversion to mice is considered absurd by boys.
Evince. Show plainly, exhibit.
Youngsters often do not evince any curiosity about the lives of their parents or grandparents.
Vogue. Fashion.
Good manners are always in vogue.
Superficial. On the surface, slight.
After a superficial examination of the injured motorist, the doctor said that hospitalization was imperative.
To strike while the iron is hot. To take an action at the right moment.
As soon as John heard that his father had won in the lottery, he struck while the iron was hot, and asked for an increase in his allowance.
The lack of foreign news. The critics rebuke the press for the fact that most newspapers devote somewhat less than 10% of their news space to foreign items. In many hundreds of papers, this falls below 2%. Why is there this aversion to foreign news? Newsmen claim that readers evince no interest in foreign affairs. In order to increase reader interest in foreign news, the vogue among editors is to sensationalize it to the point of distortion. Many other papers do only the most superficial kind of reporting in this area.
Week 26, Day 3. Jettison. Throw overboard, discard.
The pilot decided it would be imprudent to jettison his fuel over the populated area.
Inevitable. Sure, certain, unavoidable.
It is inevitable that children question what their elders accept as tradition.
Lucrative. Profitable.
Each year the contracts offered to star sports figures become more lucrative.
Tussle. A rough struggle.
Our conscience must always tussle against our yearning for what we know is taboo.
Intrinsic. Essential, natural, inborn.
Man sets the price of gold, it has no intrinsic value.
Once in a blue moon. On a very rare occasion.
His wife complained that they go out to dinner and a show once in a blue moon.
Playing it safe. The average newspaper office receives many times the amount of foreign news than it has space to print. The editor must include or jettison items as he sees fit. It is inevitable that his ideas of what the reader want to know, or should know, are decisive. Because the newspaper owners do not want to endanger a lucrative business, there is the constant tussle between personal opinion and the desire not to offend too many readers or advertisers. It is intrinsic to the operation of all mass media that they avoid being extremist in their news coverage or editorials.
Week 26, Day 4. Acute. Sharp, keen, severe.
After the catastrophe, there was an acute need for emergency housing.
Gist. Essence, main point.
She tried to get the gist of her message into a 25-word telegram.
Transient. Passing, short-lived, fleeting.
The young lover was susceptible to transient feelings of jealousy when he saw his sweetheart dancing with his best friend.
Terse. Concise, brief, compact.
The mayor made a terse statement, in which he rebuked his election opponent for making a contemptuous accusation.
Cogent. Forceful, convincing, persuasive.
The best debater makes the most cogent presentation.
Sleep on it. Postpone a decision while giving it some thought.
He didn't want to show his hand immediately, so he agreed to sleep on it for a few more days.
A favorite news source. The electronic media, television and radio, have more acute problems than does the press when it comes to news reporting. A normal broadcast can cover only a small part of a news day. The object is to transmit the gist of a story, without supplying its background. Another difficulty of electronic news broadcasting is its transient nature. The viewers or listeners may miss an important story if their attention wanders. On the other hand, because radio and television present news in a more terse and exciting way, they are accepted as the most cogent presentation of news, and are preferred and believed above newspapers by most people.
Week 27, Day 1.